the first one is Bitcoin. As we have seen, this is the chart that I prepared during the previous time. It's a very interesting chart that I pointed out. As we can see on the lower part, I'm going to explain some fast details for the members that are watching now and that were not in the previous live session. The base of the structure that we are watching already here, it comes at 31,000. This is the support area that Bitcoin is facing a very strong momentum all the time when it comes down. So we can see how this is holding very strong. After this moment, price moved higher. We can see a small invalidation of the structure. And during this period of time, also in the media and the trading view that I use too often in the other social media platform, everyone was speaking about Bitcoin that was going to move higher. However, it is not something that is the rule of thumb that if this structure is broken, the price should continue moving higher. So just pay close attention to these situations. Most of the time, when the market is pumped too much, like in the situation that we are now, it is not going to go on the way how most of the people are already expecting. Most of the time it moves in the opposite direction. So this is something very funny overall. So what we can see here, at this point, we can see that price faced a very strong selling pressure because we had a history that was on the left side, and now the price had a place where to refer, how the price should develop on the other side, on the right side. When it was on the first phase of development, this wave, it was something difficult because this is called the no man's land, because the price was never been before. Look at all of this part was just empty. So this may happen again in the future if price is going to continue at this point. However, for that movement, it will be needed a lot of work. I don't see in the near future at all. So we just need to be realistic with our trading, not to dream too much. So after the price faced this type of resistance, what the structure tend to do is that the price tend to move back on the previous structures. These were the previous structures. They most of the time they work as magnet, as you can see. And look at the price that it moved down. It is not a rule of thumb that the price would go, but if it begins, this is a must for this type of daily structures. What we already see here at this point, because now we are going to see this part. This is the interesting part that we are going to analyze right now. Price made the first movement. This is the contraction, that this is showing that the market is losing the bearish momentum. It means that probably in the near future, the market is going to change direction at this point. And this is very interesting when it comes to the change of direction. Don't expect the price to just change direction to make this breakout, how many people want it to happen, and the price is just going to move higher. In the first phases, the price tend to make the breakout, but after that we see type of corrections overall. The market need to understand that probably this is the moment that a new trend is going to come now. So we can be the first traders in this trade that we are going long on Bitcoin. Let's say that we bought this area, and it would have been great, a very good entry point. However, we don't have to rush on our trade because the market needs time to understand that the trend direction is changing. So we need just to be patient with this type of movements. So these are daily structures. Only for this part of the structure, if we go in deep details, only for this part, we can see that we have approximately 2 months. This is 50 days. If we go up to the breakout, this is more than 60 because the weekends are not included at this part. So how can you imagine that this is just going to move higher right now? So we need time to reverse all of this movement. Look at what the price is doing. So this is the next part. I don't like to explain the things that just our trade was at this point. We are having this breakout and this is the amount of money we did. No, it's not done in that way. This is just only a bad process in my opinion. So just be realistic in all the trades. So what the price is actually doing now. After breakout, how many people, traders expected it is not going to move higher. Price is going to test some minor structures in before it moves. And if we go on lower time frame, look at the lower time frame, because this is a type of analysis that it is not done every time that we trade. We just make this type of analysis only one, and we know what we have on the left of the structure. So look at what the price already did here. We had the price that broke out from the structure at this point. This is our breakout area. And price usually tends to test the previous structures where the price faced already resistance at those areas. So these areas, as we can see, are areas of interest from buyers and sellers. So you should be sure that when the price is going to be close to these areas, the price is going to react. So we will see movements. Let's go on the left side. So they will not be perfect all the time, as it happens, but they are areas overall. Look at what happens here. We can see price that broke up, found a resistance, moved lower again. So look at this area, how the price actually reacted. Just one moment. Look at the areas. One reaction. Look at the second reaction. Everything is happening in front of these candles. Look at the candles. I'm covering the shadows, the tails of the candles here. It is not a rule that once the price breaks out above these candles, it should continue moving higher. Look at the selling pressure here. What price did? It moved lower and came back in the structure area again. We can see the same situation also on the previous wave. Now this is becoming very interesting, and this is very a tricky situation as well. At the area where we are already now. I am going a bit in details in Bitcoin because Bitcoin deserves this type of attention, and it is followed by many traders. So look at what is happening, and this is very interesting. During the previous week, we were on the situation that price broke out. It was just right at this candle. It was above the structure that is coming from the left. So overall, this breakout doesn't mean anything. So the price could have been developed in many different ways here. Look at the scenarios that I have shared also during the previous time. the scenarios are built up in order for us to have a clear view what can happen in the coming days, in the future. So this was the scenario that I was expecting. The first one was that the price could have developed in a type of lag, because this is a normal pattern in developing. What we see is that during this development, we see one support area that is on the lower part of the structure and one that is on the upper part of the structure. So these are well-defined areas because we had the first movement down. And also the structure that we had from the left side was very strong. So let's see what the market is going to do right now. Market created this type of pattern, but it came in another shape. Price created this type of triangle. The problem with the patterns is that you can never anticipate a corrective pattern, and this is a big issue while we trade, and we need to be very careful. What happened is that price broke out. I have also shared this idea in my private profile. Price broke out from this pattern, and we can see that now it is moving down. Is this movement possible? Yes, it has all the chances that this can happen. Because we have some data that we are collecting at this point. Look at this breakdown from this part of the structure. Now I'm going to add some details and you will see that it's not that easy as I said before. So you don't have to trade everything that you see. So this is a big mistake in trading. You just should focus in what fits better for you, in what you think that is trustful as a pattern or as a way of trading, or when you see the setups that you usually trade. So just don't jump in every trade. It's a very huge mistake. What I'm going to do right now is this part. I'm going to leave the part of the structure because this is not easy at all. And I'll go to explain just a basic rule in technical analysis. In technical analysis, if price is going to move up, for example, we have movement that is developed in this way. This is a normal situation. You will understand why I'm explaining this. Because many traders may think that we already know this and we don't want to know about this stuff. What the price usually do is that it creates higher highs and higher lows. So just be patient with this process because it will be very interesting now. And what the price do when it comes lower, there are some situations when the price tend to test the previous structure high, that is this point here, and after that the price began the movement again. It moves in the direction of the new trend. So this is the new trend. In this way, price moves higher and it creates another higher high. So this is very interesting when it comes to technical analysis. And after that, we see it making another higher low. And let's suppose that price is coming to test the previous structure. It is broken resistance, and now this is turned into support area, and it moves higher again. The same thing the price do on the opposite direction. This is the opposite direction. I'm going shortly for this part. And this is a normal process. It doesn't work so beautiful all the time. So just this is basic stuff. So I'm going to delete this now, and you will see why the situation on Bitcoin is not so clear overall. Look at what the price is actually doing here. We are having these structures. I'm labeling only the small ones because they are in same proportions. So price is coming down, and actually it is facing and testing this support area. So if this was the first high of this part of the wave, I'm not going in to discuss the other part of the waves that we have here. Look at what is happening. Price made another high, and actually we are facing another higher low that is a potential higher low. Just let me move this. But on the other side, what do we have on the other side? Look at why this is a bit tricky as overall. What is happening? Price made the same thing here. It didn't came as one movement. Created structure, moved up, moved down. So this other movement, I'm going to make it red right now. It is doing approximately the same thing. It can test, it can move down. So this is why Bitcoin now is in a situation that I wouldn't like to trade at all, because both of these scenarios are possible. Even if the price will move from this point where it is now, it can move higher. Also, this is very possible, because if we go on other details, overall, this pattern can come also as an A, B, C pattern for this type of correction. So we are going through very advanced level of technical analysis now, because we are watching too many things at the same time. Look at how complex it is in this way. So this is a moment that you should choose what do you want to do. Do you want to go long or do you want to go short in Bitcoin? If you want to short, your stop loss should be above the resistance area that is right now. So this is the only way when the price is going to test and it should move lower. So this is just a moment when you need to take a position. Long, short, it's not clear at all. For short positions, it is in this way. For long positions, if you want to see the blue scenario that I draw it here, then you should have your stops below the structure. However, those scenarios are risky when it comes to trading. So you need to see a better price development. It is not so clear. However, I am more bearish in this situation, but also considering the left structure, it doesn't create a good feeling in trading. So better leave this structure to create, to show more what is going to do. So if you are going to see a type of inverted head and shoulder pattern, probably when it will jump higher, it will confirm that the ABC correction completed, and this is going to move higher. So this is the only way you need to see for corrective pattern. Otherwise, we may see the price to move to the base of the structure, and the base and the area here that we can see that was tested several times. It comes at 37.5, 37K for Bitcoin. So this can be also a potential scenario. I don't use Bitcoin only to look at the other things, the other cryptos. I use Bitcoin also because I like it to trade, and it's very interesting how the price will define the structures of the support and the resistance areas overall. So just be careful with Bitcoin because it's not clear for the moment. I want to go also through Ethereum, as we have also some other minutes. Also, Ethereum has a beautiful structure as well. What Ethereum is actually doing right now, it is showing a very nice price reaction when it comes to harmonic patterns. I really like these patterns. We have the lower part of the structure that it comes at 1,800 approximately. We have the top of the structure that was before. These are areas of resistance when it comes for the upside movement, and we have also the previous structure resistance. So these are our areas. Just one moment to place the targets. This is going to be a very strong area in the future. What is happening on the lower part of the structure? When the price tested this area here, it comes at 1,800, we can see the movement. It came as a three-wave movement. After all, the price moved down, but we can see we are strong impulsive waves with small corrections overall. And here we have the completion of harmonic pattern. I'm going to place the targets for this pattern right now. Normal targets are 382 and 618 for the harmonic patterns. What we can see is that the 618 target, it's not too far, and most of the time the price tends to respect this type of targets when it comes to harmonic patterns. On the other hand, we have the price that bounced above this structure, so we are almost in the same situation as Bitcoin, but this is more clear. This is more clear because if we go on a lower time frame, look at how the price was developed. It was an aggressive movement overall. It was not a bearish movement. So we have also this pattern that is creating. I'm not ruling out the possibility that we can see a type of head and shoulder pattern and the price can move down again to test the previous structure. So everything is possible. For the moment, we can just block the price within these areas. One area and two. So this is our trading area. If price is going to break the structure, definitely it should continue to move lower and we can target these small structures here. Because as we can see, Ethereum doesn't make big structures. This is how it can work. But on the other hand, as long as we are having a first base, the price can develop also within this pattern. And the breakout above the top of the structure will definitely confirm that it should continue moving higher. Only on the breakout of the top. Until that moment, the price can continue developing between 3,150, 3,560. So this is a must when it comes in this situation. A breakdown from 3,150 will push the price lower to the next structure, 2,850. If we increase the chart, what can happen if the price is going to break the top of the structure? We will see that our 618 target is not too far. Look at the 618 target, 3,850. So that is the place where the price is moving right now. We have this bearish candle. However, this can be not a big issue because we can see also from this part that the price corrected and it may move higher as well. So all of these are the potential scenarios. So just keep in mind this type of structure that I have that I chart here, because this is very useful when you will trade. So hope you enjoyed the live session today, and I will expect you on the other ones. Thank you for watching, and it was a big pleasure. Bye bye. Yeah.